And we're back for potentially, unfortunately, the last time of today. As the Sloths are currently going 2-0 into these best of 5 matchup, they are in a very comfortable position with that match point. But who knows? Maybe Fullclear Esports is able to turn the tide and bring about the reverse sweep. However, how that goes, I will not see only by myself, because I have by my side two wonderful people in the form of Freshtana and Giki. Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, it was just, how's it called? Anyway, arrow to the wonderful host we have. I mean, you are not a handsome beast, but you are still beautiful.
Oh. Thank you. Well, good thing that the rest of the overlay is red, so people don't see my cheeks getting so red as much. But yeah, Sloths off to a very good start into this Juggernaut matchup. 2-0 against Fullclear Esports. Two very strong games, where Fullclear Esports still had a good run in the earlier stages of the games, but ultimately always fell short towards the current, reigning champion, let's say, of the second division, going about through the whole regular season and up to now without any loss.
I've said it before, we'll say it twice. They seem to be like a coloss you cannot go around. And with that being said, I think a lot of teams might be scared to face this one.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And I mean, I guess in short, then it is better for everyone that they just go through immediately to finals, because that means one less team has to face them again in the semi-finals. But I don't think that Fullclear Esports is just gonna let that slide like that. As we headed into Champ Select, we'll see what their game plan is this time around to maybe struggle and get the third game of this best of 5.
Yeah, let's see if they really do want to ban out the Zamira, for example, and if we see the Tristana ban again, there she is. So that could implicit that we see a rare first pick again. And now just look at if we see a Zamira ban or just some other bans. I don't know what was banned. Last time it was a 6. So the big question becomes for me, does Fullclear, with the backs against the wall, just say, let's pick the Mundo, let's pick the Hikarim, I don't know, just give them guys comfort, or do they just draft like those usually their playstyle in the playoffs now with the Kaiser, with the full engage and stuff?
They can go with Kaiser. We see again Ephius being picked, so we see these champions with 100% pick rate today, which I'm not surprised of, considering how strong they currently are. Again, the Rift Sloths may be going for their blue comp. We see again the Lissandra. Let's see how what they will pick next. Again, we see Rel. Do you think? And I'm actually I don't know, because Rel jungle wasn't the call last game. What do you think?
I don't know. I think it's always interesting to keep it at least as a flex pick. It did some work, but they'll definitely need to adapt on the playstyle to not let Shredded get too far ahead on the champion he gets, if it isn't Viego this time around, or if it is Viego, no matter. But for now, we have exactly a mirror champ select from before, and yeah, there is the change they need. Do not get that on. It is a bit of a pitfall. We've seen it before. Lex can just abuse it with a simple Gwen pick. So this is the first change, and now Fullclear Esports, what I really like, they've got a lot of flexibility going for them. I mean, they have the Kai'Sa, we've seen it mid lane and bot lane for them. They have the Ral, can also be jungle or bot lane. They have the Volley, can be top or jungle. A lot of flexibility going for them, which gives them a lot of leeway to go into the second picking phase.
Yeah, and Volleyball got a lot of buffs on the most recent patch. So W buff, passive buff, even a little bug fix on Q and stuff. So definitely a good one. And we saw Gallop on Volibear at least 2 times, I assume. So he is definitely a good Volibear player. There's the Jax blind pick, and with the Victor ban, And now the question becomes, do they want to ban out like the Samira as well, just because they could be like this Kaiser mid lane and Samira bot lane thing again? And on the flip side, what does Fullclear want to ban out? Maybe another jungle ban, or maybe just another support ban? We need to see.
And now we see the Jax pick. And we've seen it before. Who likes Jax. But it rhymes!
Yeah. Likes Jax. It does rhyme indeed. And with that, he keeps on going with his split pushing spree after this Gwen. I mean, Jax overall fits his playstyle perfectly, which is why it's such a liked champion by him. It also still sticks to the theme of the blue team, especially with the blue eyes, purple cloak and so on. Alistar and Braum now banned for the Rift Sloths, which gives Grizzin less leeway. I think they are gonna go for support now. Leave maybe the jungler as the last pick, because there is just so much uncertainty going in for Fullclear. Who is going to be jungler, and you don't want to pick something that might be at a disadvantage then, just because of a clever flex pick here.
Yeah, and it's just a Nautilus for Crescent, so he essentially he begun this split on a big Nautilus duty, and he will end this playoffs Juggernaut duel on his Nautilus. Probably, I mean, there are 2-0 ahead, and could be maybe the last match of the day with his famous Nautilus. But there is the Casio, especially with those, with a lot of close range champions like Nautilus, Jax, Lissandra. This Casio definitely is a strong one, and it's the Stone on the top lane, which has a rather good 1v1 matchup, at least in the early stages against the Jax. Later on he gets outscaled, but still it's a good one to have on your sideline.
Definitely. I do love the Cassiopeia pick. The first day I came here, I begged for her to be played. Nobody did that. We've seen the aftermath of that, and now we finally see Cassiopeia. I love Cassiopeia. Even though I'm horrible at playing her, like really horrible, no words for that, she is still one of the strongest picks, in my opinion, still in the whole Rift, just because of how versatile her miasma is.
Yeah, I mean, it can be such a powerful tool, and it can cripple champion like Jax so much, who just like to jump around left and right. Overall, very good pick. Let's see what Maris got up, because indeed not the easiest champ to play. You're always a bit in a precarious position when you play Cassiopeia. You need to be really good, you need to kite really well in order to survive that. But with that, we see both team comps as a whole. Rift Sloth in the end fall short of their blue comp by picking Nautilus, which just breaks it too much in my opinion. So that's a bit sad to see, but still a very solid comp, and especially we see now for the third game of this BO5, Grizzin back on his Nautilus.
Yeah, I like to see that. And now the big question becomes, who will snag this last game? Who will win it? Blue side or red side, Rift Sloths or Fullclear? And just by both team comps, I actually, and that's no joke, like the team comp of blue side of Fullclear. Maybe even a little bit more. I don't know. I like the Casio. I like the top lane matchup. I like Nomad on Kaiser. Yeah, it's just and Woolly Bear. If he snowballs, it's really strong. So it's not a bad draft actually.
Definitely not. It's not a bad draft. It may be. I think at this point it's only mental, because both drafts are okay. Fullclear's draft is, I think, a bit more round, as if I can say it like that. There are beneficial picks like Kai'Sa, and you also have her paired with Rel, which is incredibly strong considering the fact that which engage Rel brings to the team. You also pair her with Volibear, so we may be seeing some strong dives, which I do love. It's always nice to put on the diving suits. Yet still, for Fullclear Esports, it's their last chance to stand within this series, to stand within this best of 5, to stand in these playoffs, yet still they will be able to participate in the semi-final, which is great. I love that they get a second decision if they don't make it here. And as we may think, maybe they just tried something, maybe they are cooking something, maybe they used this series to go against the Rift Sloths in the finals again. We will never know. We will know after this game, because we see if we are able to watch another game, to watch more games with Fullclear Esports. And it would be just incredibly nice to see Fullclear, the underdog, getting back on top and maybe taking home this series.
Aren't we all suckers for reverse sweeps? It's always such a hype moment when it happens. Will they be able to follow through with it with their comp? I mean, they've got some explosiveness. As QG likes to put it, they do have quite a few go buttons in their pocket, which is always good here in League of Legends. Can Riftsloths then react properly to them? I mean, if they got perma CC'd, if the CCs land on sides of Fullclear Esports, I think it can be rough for Riftsloths, but it's always dependent on that first engage. That go in has to stick well for it to go up, and I think they might run into some trouble because they don't have a big AD damage currently, and that's something I'm a bit afraid of for them though.
Yeah, that could be bad for them, but who knows? Well, we will see it. I really like this Viego Alessandra combo in, like we saw it in the first game as well as now, because both or the second game, because both really like want the same thing, right? The Alessandra just snares someone, bursts someone down for the Viego to then get the reset and stuff. So and especially with those rather unmobile carries and even those unmobile tanks. I mean, nobody really has like a really good mobility. I mean, sure, they can jump away or stuff, but it's really it could be hard to get away from this comp.
But again, it's the last chance for Fullclear Esports to stick within this playoff series, and let's get right into it. Fullclear Esports versus Rift Sloths, Game 3 in the playoffs of the Elite Series League of Legends Division 2.
Absolutely, and I have noticed something that I wanted to say last game, and I don't know why I thought of it and I didn't get the opportunity to. Can we talk about the fact that Gallop, who has like a very Equine themed name, plays a lot of Hecarim and played Raul into the jungle, which also rides a horse last game? I don't know, I think it's kind of funny. Maybe I'm alone on this.
Yeah, and isn't a bear kinda a horse as well? I mean, it has 4 feet and
Yeah,
it can run pretty fast. And
Yes,
you can
it's-
ride on him. I mean, just
It's
think
the
about
same thing.
Yeah, just think about those photos where like a big leader of a European Asian country rides a bear, right? So I don't want to say the name, but like you could ride it as well. So I mean, it's
yeah,
kind of in the theme.
This work out.
Yeah, it's kind of a horse. It's the same thing. I don't know what you mean. No way that he's trying that. There's no way that he's trying that. Apparently
Yes.
he did. And that's a nice leash.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, he takes some damage. Reddit now has easy time going for those Raptors. And not only that, but he is already a whole camp ahead now, because his Raptors are done. He can keep his rotation going, and Gallop now has to go to his blue buff and is already set behind. I mean, it's kind of thing that can be very rewarding if it goes well, but I feel like in this situation maybe there wasn't enough foresight put into it, and that backfired, and it can always backfire hard.
I mean, the thing with that invade is you are 2-0 behind, right? So you need to try something at least to get back into the series. You need to cheese a little bit. And it was a good try. In the end, it didn't work out. It wasn't the worst case. The worst case would have been that he dies there. So, I mean, it's not too bad just to be a little bit off tempo. Yeah. And, I mean, he tried it. He tried something to get his team back into the series.
As you said, sometimes you have to try. And this is a good opportunity actually. Because what do they have to lose? You know? Because they are already two games down. So why not try something which is a little bit different? Why not try something which could result into a huge lead for you?
Yeah, and in the end, as you've said, it definitely didn't backfire. Surviving here is already pretty good. He's put some pressure. Now he's still on time bot lane to eventually counter gank if Shredded were to come in. Have something on the map. He still adapted really well to the situation in the end, and you gotta give credit where credit is due, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like Eminem said, if you had one shot, one opportunity, would you take it?
True.
And he took it, but in the end it didn't work out.
And Gallop took it. Absolutely. Yes, sometimes things just don't work out. What didn't work out as well was the gank made by Gallop onto Bakan, who just backed off under his turret.
Yeah, absolutely. Already setting some pressure. Unluckily, used Flash for that while Bakan was able to save his. I mean, Lissandra is always a bit of a safe champion because you never use your E aggressively in the early games unless you have a Death Wish. So it's always a bit predictable to... No, yeah, okay, E is gonna be up. But, oh well, now Shredded at the mid lane, looking for an angle, not really finding it. And currently this early game still going at a very slow pace.
And he kind of missed the... Oh no, he got it. I mean, what would be so unlucky. I was just thinking about, oh no, the E didn't kill it, and then he needs to use Q, but he didn't use it because he had no mana. But in the end, the auto attack was good enough. Just a top lane struggle with Kenny minions. It's always rough.
Are you a top lane main, Trishtan?
Yeah.
Yes!
And I know how it feels. I know how it feels to miss a Canyon in such a matchup. It's really a rough one. But he didn't miss it, so I mean the lane is easily won now.
So you kind of sweat there.
Yeah, with my whole body.
Have you been shivering?
Yeah, a little bit actually.
A little bit actually. But what we're seeing currently, look at that flash! Look at Sky Onyx trying to get on to an angle on Ardefla, which he definitely got. Ardefla being really low, Sky Onyx now has to disengage the situation because Drake is up and all you need is priority just to get onto that.
Yeah, and that's a really well taken opportunity. They keep the pressure up, but they have to be careful because Shredded is around the corner. And here we have the hook going in on Gallop, and that's the damage. Grizzon already really low, but first blood does go to Shredded. Grizzon is next to fall, but Skyonich himself very low is going to be one other snack for Ardefla, and Shredded keeps the pressure going. onto Nomad, who very low has to fall back behind the turret. Great engage, but unfortunately stretched too long, and the Rift Sloths were able to turn the situation around.
Way too long. I mean, the engage was already done, and they saw that Ardefla wanted to push out or at least thin out the wave, so there was not really a reason to still stick around. And in the end, there was just Shredded who punished that play really well.
Sometimes you just gotta be like Kled and scream charge, and what we're gonna see here is a charge onto this Viego, onto Shredded. Look at Gallop dealing lots and lots of damage, taken out Shredded, now being hooked by Grizz and Bakan, now taking his kill, his finally deserved 300 gold, but is he able to get out of that situation? He isn't, but Ardefla joining the party right in, using his Q, gets a kill for Grizz and Fury into his pocket. Sky Onish now being unbelievably low and taken on by Ardefla, who gets his second kill of his game.
Just what a mess was this fight, just people keeping on coming in, and yeah, in the end, Ardefla coming in, sweeping in, taking the kill, standing now 2-0, which is very good for the Rift Sloths, because if there was something we could take away from the previous games that gave Fullclear some nice rounds on the early game, was that Nomad usually was able to take a lead, but this time around the situation is vastly different on the bot lane.
Yeah, because now Ardefla is really good in the game, and they try it again. What he becomes?
Yeah, coming in with the hook. Risen is able to flee. Moonlight Vigil onto Nomad. A lot of damage falling on the AD carrier of Fullclear Esport. Are they going to be able to keep Ardaflo locked down here before he gets a kill? Yes, shutdown does go to Gallop.
Oh man, that looks good for the Gallop again. Just because Volibear, who can snowball, is really, really strong because he has just insane stats, and normally he's one of those skill check champions.
Oh, Sky Onage, that's not the situation you want to be in. Frozen Tomb hits his target, and now we're here, coming right up, Shredded in his own jungle. It's not his own jungle, I just got confused, but look at that double kill for Shredded. We're here, now taking him down, but Bakan gets turned into stone by Mihir. It still gets the kill onto the snake. And that's the next 300 gold for the Frozen Lady.
I feel like every team fight we have currently, or small skirmish rather, just is always the same. It's okay, two people fighting, the fight just stretches on, and then someone else is able to join in, usually from Sloths, and swoop all the kills in the end. And it's just repetition upon repetition here. But now, Sloths in a very good position, came out ahead from the skirmish. Shredded now 3-3. Buchan as well with a kill lead. No, not really, but he has the assists more so. Middle lane still pretty much tied. I mean, 2k gold lead already for the Sloths. Now the top lane gang coming in, but with Unstoppable Force Fest, you're able to flee out.
And the worst thing about those little skirmishes is that usually, you can see at the moment that they don't know that Herald is being sneaked. Now at least Feste knows it and he tries to stop it. Gold is being shown, but yeah, I think especially like the 1k gold in the jungle is huge.
Oh boy. Oh boy, look at that. Bakan. Grison coming right up. Missing his so Gallop running away. Where is the ultimate of that Anchor of Justice who is taken down? This Ice Bear, this over-dimensional Ice Bear. Look at Shredded onto Nomad who uses his cleanse yet still not getting right off. Ardafla taking a kill down. Look at that Grison who is not to be taken down. The hidden carry of Summoner's Rift. His name is Grison.
I mean, just the true juggernaut, fitting this best of 5 here, just does not want to die, and survived so long for his team to join up, and in the end they got this clam onto Fullclear Esports, taking away 3 kills for none, and that sets them in really good shoes here. With that Herald on the middle lane, they're able to pick up even more platings as well, and they're now already at a 5.5k gold lead already.
Yeah, and at the moment Fullclear is just falling apart. I mean, the beginning of the game, this little invade just tells the whole story of this game. They try, but in the end they don't succeed. Rift's loss is always a step ahead. Like we saw in this little red buff skirmish there. I mean, Shredded just always could get a 1 soul, survived and stuff, or the passives and stuff.
Oh, look at that Grison! Always where he has to be! Sky Onage who now has to disengage! That this bot lane has no chill, and Nietzsche did in fact lie. A god is alive, his name is Grison!
I mean,
I love his not this place, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, he just keeps on doing it. That Hex Flash. Nomad did not see it coming, but boom, suddenly you have an anchor on your face and you die in a matter of seconds. And what I really like about what they're doing is they just keep the pace going. This is really different from last games where they were very even in the early stages of the game and went a bit slowly until they took a slow lead. But now they know, okay, we have a definite lead. Keep the pace going. Another kill here on the middle lane as Mara is getting low. Very nice petrifying glaze. However, they keep the chase going. But Mara is able to retreat on a turn. In the meantime, on the bot lane, Fullclear looks to get some back pocket money here as they go all in on Ardaflo, who gets really low. That's the shutdown going into Gallop as well once again. In the meantime, in the middle lane, they do pick up the kill on Mara. Keep it going to get the kill. on Skyonage as well, and with that they will be picking up the first turret of the game here in the mid lane.
Lex got solo borrowed. He just got solo borrowed in the top lane.
And look again, it's not stopping. The journey is not stopping. Look on that. The chase on Gallop now trying to get the blast gun. He gets it. Pushes everyone down. And disengages. He diffuses the situation, which is unbelievably important.
Yeah. And with that, the race keeps on going. Sloths are tracking ahead really fast, but Fullclear Esports still looking to fight back. They still have got a lot of fight left in them, taking that shutdown money on the bot lane. Fastia just doing God's work against Lex, using like the Malphite versus Jax matchup at like perfect use thereof. Keeps the pace going and definitely not losing hope here in this match point game for the Sloths.
Yeah, classic top lane game. You win the lane, you lose the game, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if you. I mean, you can perform on top lane how hard as you want, but sometimes those games are just too rough. And he plays tank. I mean, that's maybe the worst thing of all. Of course, as a tank, you can't carry, right? So I just feel for him.
Oh, user skills for him. Now put out your diving suits. Here's something about to happen. Can using the outplay. Look at that.
He just keeps on giving. Picard is really the gift that keeps on giving in this split. Wow, what a man. Just taking the 2 kills while being tower driven himself by 2 people. I mean, his Cassandra is just on fleek, and that's definitely something he's showed over the course of this best of 5 series.
Yeah, that's why it's called Bacan, not Bacan not.
Oh man, I have no words for this joke. I have no words. It's oh no.
But did someone else bring it?
I'm
Never
not sure.
actually.
See.
I never heard it before.
Remember DC, it looks like another disconnect like last game. In the meantime, in the mid lane, Lex keeps on pushing on to Skyonage. Now Gallop coming around from the corner, shredded as well. With Nomad being able to reconnect, seems like he's having internet issues. The situation is a bit diffused, but you have Bacan here in the shadow coming in from behind. That's going to be a tower dive from the Rifts. Loves to keep them pushing. Push them away. Here is the root and the damage. Bacan just explodes Nomad into bits. Festia now TPing in. Might be able to turn the situation around. Lex is here as well. Have to be careful. No, here comes the CC. Shredded picks up the kill versus the Malphite player. In the meantime, on the top lane, Mary hopes for a solo kill on Grizzon, but no, Adafla just around the corner picks. No, never mind, he doesn't pick up the kill. It's Grizzon who gets it.
Yeah, this game is just over from now. Probably even the fastest game of the series. I mean, Rift will probably finish it with the first Baron minute 20 or something. I mean, there's nothing to be done here for Fullclear probably.
I don't know. There's happening so much. I mean, definitely the Rift Sloths will now get their well-deserved Nash. And probably in 1 minute, their well-deserved Dragon. But when does it end? When does it end? Like, they are just running down Fullclear Esports. Doing like plays that are just insane. Yet still, Fullclear does not lose their spirit. Grizzon! Look at that hook action this Nautilus player is having. Look at that! Frozen Tomb on 2! Bestia, who's now being taken down by Lex. And that's Nash.
No, it's Herod.
Seraph.
Yeah,
Nash is not even on the map yet.
I just wanted to test you. I just wanted to know if you're still here and aware of the game, you know?
Good vote. But they keep on going, as you said. Rift Sloths are not leaving any breathing room for Fullclear, and this is really hard when you're behind, because if on top of that you have no chance to regroup, it's just so hard to get back, because look, they just got kills. Rift Sloths get a few kills. Okay, they rotate, they take Herald, you have Lex on the top lane pushing, you still have bot lane wave to take care of, and they just keep on pushing, boom. Not a single break given to the enemy. Look, he goes back in onto Skyonage. but maybe the re-engage here. Gallop goes in, all in on Shredded, but Risen is just around the corner. Roots here, the stun onto Mary, who is the first to die in this team fight. Skyonage now really look nice! Unstoppable force from Festia against 3 people, but is it enough? It doesn't look like it. The damage is just there. Risen, as the main damage dealer, apparently picks up all the kills. Triple kill going to Shredded, and it is Lex that's gonna finish up this dance with an ace, and the push that's coming in from the Rift Sloths is gonna be devastating.
And to be honest, without those 15k gold lead after 17 minutes, this team fight could have even have a chance. I mean, the Malphite ult looked good, but I mean, they just don't have any damage right now to win it. And it was just over-eager from Gallop to flash in there.
Oh, look at that nice Cassiopeia ultimate, yet still it's not enough. The lead is just too big for the Rift Sloths. But they retreat for now.
Yeah, only 2 people in base, not gonna wager the 2v4 still, because we've seen it. The team fight can work, and if you as a team are not there against the full enemy team, it is still dangerous. Retreat, they had the push going on the bot on the top lane, now they can take Drake, get the soul point. Bakan might be caught here, but it's Lissandra, he's just gonna get away eventually. Look at that, here comes the root, the Q, the damage is there, we cannot see what's going on, but he does pick up the kill on Galop. Festia thought he could go in, but now it's Lex coming in, finishing the Malphite player off, along with Bakan. Skyonage is now caught between Rift Sloths members, and he is the 3rd one to die here. In the meantime, Shredded gets streak, and with that, Fullclear Esports is just taken aback as Rift Sloths keeps pushing on the gas pedal here.
And I don't know if they... I mean, probably they try, but it doesn't... I mean... Anyway, they lose this turret, and I mean, it's soon to be 20k gold lead, which would be like one of the biggest gold leads I ever saw in a competitive game in playoffs. I mean, it's not just like first place team against last place team, something like Vegas Quadrone versus Victas. If people know that, then they will probably laugh now. It's just, it's first place against second place in the playoffs for the final, and we almost are at like 20k gold lead. I mean, it's so insane.
Oh, this is not the situation you want to be in, guys. What is that TP? Oh no, Lex, look at him. Counter strike, bada bing, bada boom, rampage! Double kill! This is unbelievable.
Yeah. And there it is, folks. Fullclear Esports tries to get back at them. Here we have the engage on Adafla, but look at that, Grison just around the corner. Situation is quickly turned around, and it's Gallop who is taking the blow here. Bakan has 22 Magi stacks in this game. Look at that Lissandra player, just keeps on popping off, and they do it cleanly. They're taking the inhib turret on the bot lane here, they're gonna take that inhib, and with that their full might will be unleashed on Fullclear's base. It's only a matter of minutes for Rift Sloths to take the win here with a whopping, 18k gold lead, still going strong. This might even be their shortest game yet. Here we have the engage. Moonlight Vigil onto Fess, who is the first to die. Marin now really low, came in. Bakan is going to take the double kill onto him. Galop really low, runs into Fountain. We have Skyonage coming in from the top, gets a nice damage on Grison. That's the shutdown, going to the support of Fullclear Esports. Bakan himself very low as well, has to Zonias, but they keep the push going. Ardafla is going for the turrets. They do not want to take the chance for Fullclear Esports to have the returnment of the situation. And the Rift Sloths are just going to finish the game on that. That's the 3rd win for them. And with that, them securing their spot in the finals.
I have no words. I mean, we knew that Rift Sloths is a strong team, but I mean, you could have said that they will 3-0 Fullclear, but I think nobody expected such a clear domination, and nobody ever thought that we will see such a short game in the playoffs. So, congrats, man! Congrats to the Rift Sloths player and stuff. It was really amazing, and they just really showed us how strong they are. They just really showed us how an unbeaten streak looks like, and they just keep on doing that.
Absolutely. Going strong still and always. And I've just said it. With that, they are confirmed for finals, while Fullclear Esports will have to duke it out in the semi-finals. I believe our brackets should be updated, so maybe we can take a look at those for you to see how it is gonna pan out, because of course Fullclear Esports' enemy in the semi-finals is still unknown, as that has to be decided yet in 2 days from now on Thursday. Here on Rift Entertainment, we will be seeing Germagang going up against Dynasty, determining who is gonna be eliminated from these players and who is gonna go up against Fullclear Esports to maybe get a shot at the currently still unbeaten Rift Sloths in the finals next week on Friday.
Yeah, and then of course Gang against Dynasty. We will see it in 2 days. And the winner of that will play against Fullclear. So Fullclear will get another chance to get into finals on Wednesday the 2nd.
I just have no words for what we've seen. I just have no words at all. Like, this domination, that was huge. It was more than just huge. And this is actually the whole team did a unbelievably good job. Usually, I mean, you guys know it. Usually you have like that one MVP who is carrying the hell out of a team, who's doing lots and lots and lots of work. Of course, this is always a team-related game, yet still you have like that one player who is kind of holding it all together. Not in the last game. We have seen great performance, not only from Bakan, not only from Grizzn, not only from Ardefla, but also from Shredded, as well as Lex. Like, these 5 players, they are huge. This was a blast to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Rift Sloths and this split are just the gift that keeps on giving. They went, 14-0 in the regular split, which in itself is already impressive, but they keep that streak going. 3-0 into their first matchup, best of 5 series. What do they have in store for us for the finals? How is Fullclear Esports gonna adapt to try and get back to the finals? Maybe get a win against Rift Sloths, or maybe they will be eliminated in the semi-finals by whoever wins between Dynasty and Germagang. There's still a lot of open or possible situations, of course. The only thing that is sure is that currently Rift Sloths are in finals and unbeaten yet.
Yeah,
now,
it looks wonderful. And I think we have an interview ready, right?
Yes, we are looking to get an interview. And we'll have, of course, a winner from the winning team now that the series is over. And we have this time around a very, very important guest. We don't have a player from the Rift Sloths, but we have a shadow player, so to say, which was very important for them over the course of the split. And I just got the message that he was ready, but now it's not ready yet. So we'll keep it still on Laylo. Oh, someone is guessing coach in the chat. Who knows? Who knows? You will know that very soon, as they are still preparing to join us here. I will just keep the mystery fogged a bit more. Okay, no, now it's ready. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome for the interview Alice, assistant coach for the Rift Sloths.
Yes, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you? How are you after this great start into playoffs?
I'm really glad that everything worked out as we planned, and I'm really happy for the players.
That sounds amazing. I mean, you are working with Sloths now for over 1 year together with your other coach, and like we had you once in playoffs where we sadly like dropped down against Aoma 3-0, and now we 3-0'd Fullclear. Like in over those 2 splits, like what is your biggest takeaway in working with the team? How did they like perform this split compared with the last split?
I think we didn't change that much compared to other splits. We worked hard and smart. But I think me and McDonald's, we learned a lot from other splits as well, how to communicate with players better, how to prepare them better. And I think it helped us really much. And now we are here.
Yeah, definitely good work. I was wondering, over the course of the split, I mean, we have a very new roster overall for the Rift Sloths compared to previous split, and when you have a new team, you always need to work it in. But I feel like over the course of the split, it definitely got, and visibly got, consistently better. I don't know, would you agree to that statement, and maybe, was there maybe a deciding factor that made them get over and over the time better?
Uh, I don't think it was a really like deciding factor, but we, as I said, we worked a lot, and it goes with the time. Like players and coaches like used to each other now compared to the beginning of the split, and it helps us a lot.
Perfect. Like if we look at like the whole playoff performance from today, like it's more of a funny question, so you don't need to answer it too right. But like, is there one player in particular you would give like the MVP of the series from your team, or was it like a team effort? Was it like a coaching effort? Are you the MVP of this playoff? Who knows?
No. It's really hard to choose. I think we like our players did very well, and on our part, coaching stuff we did very well as well, and we together like it's a teamwork I can say. But I can give the credit to Lex maybe because he was injured before the game. He cut his finger, and he played through the series with that. But overall team performance, I can say.
Yeah. Well, they definitely pulled through with a very strong game at the end. I mean, that was just completely insane. Reminiscent a bit of the last game they had in the regular season, where they also went really strong, really hard against Fullclear Esports. I have one question for you about the rest of these players, how you might think how it goes. Rift Sloths, of course, already in finals. Fullclear Esports up to semi-finals. The big question is, who do you think from Dynasty or German Gang is going to be able to make its way there as well?
I think it's really a hard question because for the whole split, we watched them, we analyzed them, and I think every team has different qualities, I can say. And my guess would be like very political answer, but my guess would be the team who can put their qualities better will come to the finals with us.
Sounds good. And just, I mean, there could be potentially two other teams like in the finals, or not just Fullclear. I mean, they could do it as well. But like, will we have the perfect split, like with perfect playoffs as well, or will you guys? Or I mean, is there a chance that you guys will struggle, or will it just be the 3-0 in finals anyway?
We hope and we work for it, for the perfect split, and I think like we know the other teams, we know how dangerous they can be, but as long as we are in our way, I think it will come.
Right. Well said, Alez. Thank you very much for your time, and GG, well played to you and the team as well. We won't hold you back any longer. You can go back to them and revel in your victory for tonight.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, you've heard it. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, Rift Sloths already one step further than the other teams, closer to a cup here at the Elite Series 2nd Division Summer Split, qualified for those finals. Now, I would say we don't stretch this too longer into your evenings. We will see you all on Thursday for the elimination matchup between Joma Gang and Dynasty, deciding who will be facing Fullclear Esports in semi-finals next week. Now, without any further ado, I wish you all a nice evening and to see you on Friday. Bye bye.